Man, oh man, sometimes when you have technical difficulties, you accidentally freeze out the person who's here with you first. And so I have an apology for my friend All You Need. All You Need, you were really here first. Max Del Rio got you on the second go around. And C. Thomas tried to be first, and he just came in a very narrow second. But you know what? On the Morning Night Live, it's me. On the Morning Night Live, I love every one of you. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight. And stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. Dawg Knight here with my reparations coffee, ready to go. And it's going to be a fun day. So I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. And also, I am going to remember it's an important part of the show. It really is. And I understand that some of you, what's the word? There's kind of a word for maybe not as appreciated as much as I do, but I enjoy it. And it is what is known as the funk. Uh-oh, it's a little soft though. Let's turn that up. I turned it down. We got to turn it up. Let's turn on the funk. While we're listening to the funk, though, I'm going to say good morning to everybody else who's already here. I already said hi to Max Del Rio, C. Thomas, but I didn't say hi to Chadwick Dupree. Yes, I know that's a little loud. That's why I'm talking loud. I'll turn it down a little bit. There we go. All You Need, again, who was actually first, but that's cool. Chicago Mike, Tyler F., Seamus Derby, Green Badger Outdoors. Good morning, everybody. And I'm sure there's people rolling in as we speak. You know, I decided today we're going to have a little Jussie update because yesterday while I was on, I wasn't on not during my show, but in the afternoon I was watching an interesting discussion. I can't even remember who it was talking, but as I was talking, one of those little pop-up things came on my phone from the Associated Press. And yes, of course, it is a Jussie update. Yes, Jussie Smollett has officially been sued by the city of Chicago. Yes, city of Chicago sues Jussie Smollett for investigative costs. Chicago filed a lawsuit against Jussie Smollett on Thursday in a bid to recoup the cost of investigating a racist anti-gay attack that authorities say was orchestrated by the Empire actor as a publicity stunt, with the city saying at minimum that it now wants triple the amount it initially asked Smollett to pay. So here's the deal. I wish they would stop calling it, oh, I see, they were investigating a racist anti-gay attack that turned out to be not a racist anti-gay attack. So I want them to stop describing that. I want them to describe it as a hoax of a racist anti-gay attack. But hey, I don't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. Oh yeah. All right. Enough of that. The 12-page lawsuit filed in Cook County Court is the latest volley in a legal battle that shows no signs of abating since Smollett reported that masked men beat him up on January 29th in Chicago, shouting slurs and wrapping a rope around his neck. Yes. The suit comes after Smollett refused a demand that he send the city $130,106 to reimburse Chicago for the overtime as police sought to verify Smollett's account. The lawsuit doesn't specify an amount of money the city is seeking, but does indicate it wants over $390,000 plus further relief, as this court deems just and equitable. It also asks that Smollett be ordered to foot any legal bills Chicago incurs in suing him. More than 24 officers and detectives spent 2 weeks investigating Smollett's claims, with the police department forced to pay for 1,836 hours of overtime. Amazing. Okay. So, and then they got the whole damn thing right here. They got there's the cover sheet, and here's the complaint. Nature of the case. We might have to take a look at that. How long is this? How many pages is this? This is 13 pages long. Well, we're not going to read a 13 page. So all we know is that this is a nice a civil suit against Mr. Smollett. Let's see. Is there anything else interesting that I need to read from this? The complaint, written by City Hall's top attorney, Edward Siskel, lacks the hard-hitting language and denunciations to Smollett by Emanuel, but it's devoted primarily to describing the allegations already spelled out when Smollett was charged in late February. Smollett, who's black and gay. Is there anyone on the planet right now that doesn't already know that Jesse Smollett is black and gay? In fact, he might be the blackest, gayest man in America, as many times as he's been described as black and gay. Anyway, Smollett maintains he has told the truth from the beginning. Reached out by phone Thursday evening, a spokesman for Smollett's legal team said there wasn't an immediate comment on the lawsuit. Smollett's lawyers would have to respond with a court filing and could move in the coming weeks to have the lawsuit thrown out. That'll be interesting. Good morning, Functional. Good morning, Necro. And Sarah. Hello, dear. Good to see you all in the chat here today. Smollett's lawyer, Mark Garrigo, said in a letter to the city last week that claims Smollett made the entire thing up were defamatory, accusing Chicago of trying to harass Smollett and pointing to the dismissal of charges as proof he is innocent. Ha ha ha! Oh my goodness. Well, Mark Garrigo has always been you know what I'm about to say. He's always had some big cojones. Anyway, proof that he is innocent. Good God. It also said Smollett wouldn't be intimidated into paying anything. Well, interesting. So Smollett refused to pay after a verdict. If Smollett refuses to pay after a verdict in the city's favor, his bank accounts could be frozen. Yeah, and also the other part of this is just do you think anyone in Chicago is feeling anywhere like what I would say benevolent for Jesse Smollett? Anybody? Because here's what's going to happen here. Unless the case is settled beforehand, the lawsuit would eventually go before a jury, which would have to decide if the city or Smollett is right. Now, what's fascinating about that, I don't think anyone, I've watched interviews with people in Chicago, unless he gets unless the whole jury is from Operation Push, I'm not thinking he's going to win this lawsuit. And if I were the city of Chicago, well, I don't know. I don't know if you can do that in a civil suit. Take it out to a court that's more neutral, but I don't know. Anyway, let's see what else. There was a couple other things down here. Evidence sealed in the criminal case could be unsealed in the civil case and be presented at trial. Now that would be fabulous. That would be because Kim Fox, I think, is done in Chicago. There's a very, very small contingent of people who have confidence in Kim Fox right now, and she won't have anything. And plus, she won't have anything to do with this case. So anyway, that is the Jussie update. Now, speaking of people who have questionable, do I want to say that this man has questionable character? I mean, because I'm questioning Jussie Smollett's character right now, so I'm certain that I would have fun questioning this man's character, and I'm going to use now. This is. Am I frozen? Wow, what happened there? Did I freeze for a second? That's weird. I don't know. I'm looking at my dashboard here. No, I look okay. All right, good. Oh, I did freeze for a second. What the hell's going on there? Do I have this thing open too many times? Let's close one of these because I don't want to lose you here. Anyway, speaking of people who I have question character, I'm going to use an article from a very biased source, but I like the biased source because of how they write headlines. So here we go. Creepy porn lawyer is back. Creepy porn lawyer and former CNN fixture Michael Avenatti indicted by a federal grand jury on 36 counts, including ripping off $4 million in settlement money from a paraplegic mentally ill client. Wow. Good morning, Deck Tran. Good morning, Lord Rothschild. Deck, I can't find my discussions board on YouTube. I don't know why. I will find it, and I know you sent me that link. I appreciate you. I don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm not. I just gotta find it. My discussions tab doesn't seem to work. So maybe I'm clicking the wrong thing. Maybe this is a boomer moment, or maybe I'm just stupid. I'll check. Oh, unless you put in the discussion of a regular video, then I did not see that. It didn't show up. Anyway, I promise I will check that out. And also I have a super chat via Streamlabs. By the way, the Morning Night Live is sponsored by you, the people who watch the show. Please make sure that you hit the like button while you're here. And here, let me make this bigger so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. Right down here is that little arrow that says share. Share this out on your where you share social whatever, networking and media, whatever. Put it on LinkedIn. Maybe not LinkedIn, but share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on Tumblr, share it on Reddit, share it on all those other things that people share things on. But please just share it. Send it in an email to your mom. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway. And also, we do super chats, which I'm about to read one, through the link that Sarah just put in the chat via Streamlabs. We do donations linked through there because when you give through Streamlabs, the people you give the money to goes to them, and you don't get charged or whoever. You don't want to give your money to YouTube. That's not what you do that for. But when I do get super chats, if that's the way you want to do it because it's easier, I don't care. But I need to have 1,000 subscribers before we get to that, so I'm not going to be monetized and I don't have super chats. So Streamlabs right down there, or in the chat right over there. I think the chat's right over there. In the chat's like over here, right? Did I do that right? Is that my yeah, that way. Chat's over there. Thank you, Sarah, for doing that for me. My first super chat of the day is from C. Thomas, El Goodest Boyo, donated $2 with the, at this point, Smollett should be forced to be a garbage picker for the Chicago South Side. You know what? I'm waiting for that suit to be refiled because when you withdraw a case, you can be recharged and it's not considered double jeopardy. So anyway, all right, let's get back to the creepy porn lawyer. Oh, can you hear that? Do y'all hear what I'm hearing? Do you know what I'm about? Do you hear it? Anybody hear? Wow. Creepy porn lawyer. Listen to this music right now. That's almost some creepy porn lawyer music, isn't it? Anyway, creepy porn lawyer and former CNN fixture Michael Avenatti indicted on a federal grand jury counts 36 counts, including ripping off $4 million in settlement money from a paraplegic, mentally ill client. Now, they pulled this from CNBC. I'm going to right-click that article, too. Celebrity lawyer Michael Avenatti was slammed Thursday with a 36-count indictment by a federal grand jury in California. Notice this is from a federal grand jury. This isn't someone just, this isn't just somebody being vindictive. This isn't a Trump thing. This is a federal grand jury that's already looked at a lot of evidence. A federal grand jury in California that accuses him of ripping off clients, including a mentally ill paraplegic, tax crimes, wire fraud, bank fraud, and perjury. The indictment comes more than 2 weeks after federal prosecutors in Los Angeles and New York hit Avenatti with separate criminal complaints. In the New York federal case, Avenatti is accused of trying to extort more than $20 million from Nike by threatening to expose alleged bribery of amateur basketball players and their families unless the company coughed up cash to Avenatti and a client. Also, let's see here. Also, he's also accused of shorting the IRS of millions more, swiping millions of dollars in employment taxes from his coffee company, and perjury. The indictment comes more than 2 weeks after federal prosecutors in Los Angeles and New York hit the 48. Okay, we already read that part because he wrote it here twice. Here, U.S. Attorney Nick Hanna of Los Angeles said that Avenatti's allegedly criminal conduct spanned 4 distinct areas, which are all linked to one another because money generated from one set of crimes appears in other sets, typically in the form of payments to lull victims and to prevent Mr. Avenatti's financial house of cards from collapsing. An IRS official said that the money stolen by Avenatti, though a tangled financial web of lies, was used to fund a lavish lifestyle which had no limits. Now, here's something interesting, and I'll get to the super chat I just heard in a second. You know that apparently Michael Avenatti has 2, not 1, but 2 private jets. And one of them has been seized by the federal government. Let's get to what's this? What do we got here? I got another super chat from C. Thomas Goodest Boyo donated $2. Thank you, sir. Avenatti deserves jail time and endlessly pay reparations. Remember when someone was saying that Michael Avenatti would be a great presidential candidate? I think that was Brian Stelter. Remember when Avenatti was spending, most of his time on CNN? And now all his clients hate him, including what's the porn lady? Stormy Daniels. Even Stormy Daniels thinks he's a creep and has issues with him and is suing him. Thank you, C. Thomas, for another $2 super chat. If you'd like to do super chats, the Streamlabs link is in the description, and also Sarah is popping it out on in the chat for me in the regular chat. So there you go. Here are the details on how he stole. Yes, straight up stole $4 million from his mentally ill paraplegic client. Interesting. In the Johnson theft, the indictment alleges Avenatti received $4 million from Los Angeles County in 2015 to settle a paraplegic suit over his treatment at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility. Johnson, who was suicidal, jumped twice from an upper floor of the jail, injuring himself so badly the second time that he can never walk again, according to the suit. After getting the $4 million, the indictment says Avenatti did not tell Johnson the money had arrived. He soon funneled most of the money through multiple bank accounts. It landed in the accounts of GB Autosport LLC, which managed Avenatti's race car team, and Global Baristas USA, his troubled Seattle coffee company, according to the indictment. In just over 5 months, Avenatti had spent the entire $4 million, but never told Johnson the grand jury alleged. Instead, over the next 4 years, he paid Johnson a total of $124,000 in installments ranging from $1,000 to $1,900 and made some rent payments at Johnson's assisted living facility. He falsely told Johnson the payments were advances on a county settlement payment that had not yet arrived, according to the grand jury. In November 2018, Johnson asked Avenatti to send information on the settlement to the Social Security Administration so it could gauge his eligibility for disability payments. Knowing full well that the requested information could lead to inquiries that could reveal the embezzlement, Avenatti ignored Johnson's request, causing the government to cut off his disability payments 2 months ago, according to prosecutors. Wow. I love doing that. Does it sound like the Wild Guy? Wow. Okay, he never told his client that the money had been paid, and then over a series of years paid it out to him a meager $124,000 or so, telling him these were merely advances on a settlement that had not yet been paid. This is theft. This is grand larceny. This is evil. This is CNN. Yeah, I've been working on that James Earl Jones voice. I hope you all enjoy it. This is CNN. Mike, update. Avenatti presented a signed affidavit from his client affirming that Avenatti had represented him ethically. The grand jury alleges that Avenatti tricked this mentally ill client into signing it. And this is, Avenatti tweeted this out. This is hilarious. This is freaking hilarious. Now let's see if he left this. Oh, okay. This is just here, let's do a pic of this. And I think he took this down, but any claim that any monies due clients were mishandled is bogus nonsense. By way of example only, there are many more like this. Here is a document Mr. Johnson signed less than a month ago attesting to my ethics and how this case was handled. I look forward to proving my innocence. And he has this, I, Jeffrey Johnson, approve the following client testimony that author is Michael Avenatti, Esquire, to use it in connection with his marketing media efforts. When I first met Michael Avenatti, I was in a bad place, desperately needed an attorney to help me. Michael immediately stepped up. He always fiercely advocated on my behalf, looked out after all my needs, communicated with me all aspects of my case, and made sure I was taken care of. He's exceptional, honest, ethical attorney, and I feel fortunate to have him representing me. Signed, Jeffrey Johnson. Notice on this so-called affidavit. Do you see a date on this? Do you see anything? Well, maybe it's this could be a clip, but I can't imagine. Well, no date here, though. There's no date on this. What the hell are you talking about, Michael? What's this one say? Oh, to cap it off, Avenatti tricked his disabled mentally ill client into signing a document stating he was satisfied with Avenatti's representation. So this is from the grand jury. In order to further lull client one in and attempt to establish a defense against any claims client one could bring against defendant, Avenatti on or about March 23rd, 2019, and on or about March 24th, 2019, defendant Avenatti caused client one to sign a document defendant Avenatti claimed was necessary to effectuate the settlement agreement and finalize the special needs trust that defendant Avenatti claimed was required before client one could begin receiving payments due under the settlement. And a document stating that client one was satisfied with defendant Avenatti's representation of client one. This dude may be the greatest scumbag in recent history. My goodness. Well, there you go. That's the latest in two. Basically, I'm gonna be gentle. No, I'm not. Scumbags. Jussie Smollett and Michael Avenatti. All the people that were all those people who were just championing Michael Avenatti within a year ago, you know. Creepy porn lawyer. Don't ever associate lawyer Dawg with creepy porn lawyer. All right. I got another super chat via Streamlabs from C. Thomas, the goodest El Boyo super chatter extraordinaire, with another $2. Funny how so many anti-Trumpers called Trump a criminal while doing exactly, or even worse, than Trump's been accused of. F. Smollett and double grenade F. Avenatti. Yes, F stands for what you think for it. In fact, you know what? In honor of FTG Thursday, which I completely forgot about yesterday, can I get a double FTG for Jussie Smollett and for Michael Avenatti? FTG, double that bad boy up, baby. In fact, I'm going to do it myself. Watch this. I'm going to double it up. FTG, FTG, bam! To hell with those guys, okay? All right, F those guys. By the way, yeah, it's Dog Park Friday. Oh, shoot. Oh, damn it. I think I forgot to send the invites. Oh, crap, Anella. All right, it's sort of Dog. It's sort of Dog Park Friday. I need a sip of coffee. I can't even talk right now. World's greatest. Can you read that? Yeah, there we go. World's greatest. The shine on my window shine is going crazy. There. That's me. World's greatest, whatever I am. Farter, father. Yeah, that was a FTG. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for we can do that now. Let's get into Twitter trends real quick, and then we'll do some headlines. I gotta figure out. I didn't. Okay, pop this back to the top. You know, sometimes I'm very tempted to hire somebody as a producer, like my daughters. By the way, put dub cups up. Come on now. Oh, good for you, Sarah. You found some coffee. I'm glad you're not out of coffee. Okay, so let's see. We've already talked about the black hole. I don't know why that sounds so fetishy. Let's get into Twitter trends. Today's a weird day on Twitter. Now it's Friday. Lots of things have been happening. By the way, did you? I see how I get sidetracked sometime. I remember another thing I was going to talk about. So yesterday was the funeral of Nipsey Hussle, and if you were on Twitter yesterday, there was YouTube. There was places that were live streaming the funeral. Snoop Dogg did a really nice tribute for Nipsey Hussle because they were friends and whatnot. And one of the speakers was Louis Farrakhan, which was kind of weird. I mean, he went off on this weird thing, but he's Louis Farrakhan, so you expect him to go off on some weird stuff. And apparently, even President Obama was at this funeral. Now, Nipsey Hussle was in a gang. He was a Crip, something 60th Street somethings. But he turned his life around. He went to go. He went back as he made money in the music industry. Went back, opened some businesses in that community down on Crenshaw in South Central Los Angeles, which is a predominantly black area, and it's it's known for being a dangerous area. Crips. That's where all the Crips and Bloods gang stuff in Los Angeles, that's Los Angeles South Central's famous for, happens. And he didn't get, it wasn't a gang incident. He actually got killed by one of his own gang member comrades, whatever. But what was fascinating to me, okay, so this guy, he was turning his life around. He's trying to do good for the community. He has this beautiful wife, and he's, I don't know if they have any kids. Yeah, he's a couple kids. Straightening up, starting a business, gets killed in his own damn neighborhood. What's odd to me, and maybe, I don't know if it's odd or not, but a former president of the United States, and I kind of get, I get Farrakhan Nation of Islam celebrating this guy because their thing is about being self-sufficient, blah, blah, blah. But it's weird to have the former president of the United States at a gang member's funeral. It's just weird. And I'm not knocking it either. I think it's, in a way, I think it's kind of cool. in that the guy he did change his life, and he was starting businesses. He was trying to help the community that he was from. And it's so unfortunate that he gets killed in that community. And apparently, and this is sad too, at this funeral, 4 people were shot. 1 died. Not the funeral itself, but at the funeral procession. It was kind of a funeral parade, a kind of a march kind of thing. And it's just, God, it's so frustrating to hear that. You know, that's this dude completely, even though he's still somewhat glorified that life, getting killed by one of his own homies, and at his funeral, when you're trying to celebrate this guy who's getting his life together, and there's still violence and people shooting each other at his damn funeral. God, dog, I'm glad I don't get it, man. I don't get it. So that was the other news yesterday, but there's nothing in Twitter trends about that. In fact, Twitter trends today is really weird in that now it just changed, so I'm going to just start with whatever. Anyway, it's just, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Hi, George of Sorrow. How you doing, brother? And Faithless, hello, good morning. See you showed up too. Functional, what's happening? Some new people. MC, can't touch this. And I think that's everybody I haven't seen yet. Good morning, everybody. All right. I am going to right click. Can I do that? Oh, I can't do it from here. Oh, shoot. I right clicked and I went to open it, and here's what I came up with. Thank you, Deck Tran. McGruff the crime dog. Okay, that wasn't what I was trying to put on the screen, but then I saw that and I'm like, hey, that's pretty funny. Good morning, Cynical Lindsay. Hello. Good to see you. All right. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so real quick, one more super chat, and then we're going to move on. Looks like we got another super chat from C. Thomas. C. Thomas, the superstar. Cool, goodest boyo. Oh, I know why you do that. You know what, C. Thomas and Corbin, my friend. Corbin, you know that I also like to listen to the Hard Bastard streams and for those of you who are not familiar, Hard Bastard is a YouTube channel. He does news analysis, mostly talking about politics and how corporate news is just bullshit, and they all have the same talking points or whatsoever. And Corbin and I both watched this particular YouTube channel, and Corbin also does multiple super chats on the Hard Bastard channel, where HB is quite a bit more, let's say, generous with how he will read everyone's chats. And so Corbin is quite colorful and interesting on that there. And so on my channel, though, he knows I'm a little more reluctant, just because of people who watch my show that sometimes are family and I don't like to swear a lot anyway. And so he is on my channel. He is C. Thomas L. Goodest Boyo, because he's always very good on my channel. So anyway, but thank you, sir, with another $2 super chat. Not at all surprising that gangbangers kill at funerals for other gangbangers. They're like AFGH. Oh, Afghani. Oh, I see. Unfortunately, this thing splits up weird. They're like Afghani war fighters, or even worse, because they have the chance to change but refuse to. Yeah, it breaks my heart. You know, this guy, seriously, he was trying to be a different kind of example by opening businesses where he came from, which is a rough area. And, and you need people to do that. You need you need to show kids that there's other things you can do. And that was, I so respect this guy. Even though he still kind of glorified the gang life, but I don't care. He's trying to do something, and then he gets killed, and then there's people getting killed at his funeral. It absolutely just breaks my heart. So, all right, I can't talk about that anymore. It makes me too sad. Oh, Deck Tran, thank you. Is that the book that you were trying to get me to do? I want to. Here, I'm gonna open that in a new tab. Nope, you can't find that page, so something's wrong there. Anyway, let's get into Twitter trends because some of this should be fun and some shouldn't be. Now, the number one today trending, Beverly Cleary. Now, if you're familiar with Beverly Cleary, she's an author, but I don't know. Let's see. Why is she trending? Let's see. Oh, because it's her birthday. Beverly Cleary, she wrote tons of kids' books. I remember reading Beverly Cleary books when I was a kid. Let's see. Some of them will come up here. One rainy Sunday when I was in the third grade, I picked up a book to look at the pictures and discovered that even though I did not want to, I was reading. I have been a reader ever since. Oh, she's still alive. She was born on this day in 1916. She's 103. Wait, that's not right. She can't be 103 today. 1916. Oh, yeah, she's 103 today. Okay, wow. I didn't know she was still alive. Like Ramona Quimby, The Mouse and the Motorcycle. What was it? Henry Huggins was one of her books. I read a lot of Beverly Cleary books. She was a great writer. It's for a kid, especially. If you don't see a book you want on the shelves, write it. That was Beverly Cleary's a quote from Beverly Cleary, born on this day in 1916. Happy 103rd birthday, Beverly Cleary, from the Today Show. Amazing. Children's author Beverly Cleary was born on this day in 1916. In 1999, she released Ramona's World, her first Ramona book in 15 years. Yeah, she did. We read some Ramona books for my kids too. My daughter read a few of her books. It's crazy because I when I was a kid, I was reading Beverly Cleary, and when my kids were growing up, they were reading Beverly Cleary because it's some of her stuff's pretty timeless. Happy birthday to Beverly Cleary, who wrote one of America's most important characters, Ramona Quimby. I am too a Mary Sunshine, insisted Ramona, but she got down from the table and ran out of the room. Beverly Cleary's 103 today. Her Ramona Quimby books gave us one of the most beloved heroines in American kid lit. A sharp, curious, unstoppable ball of energy. Her books were funny when you were a kid too. So anyway, happy birthday to Beverly Cleary. Trender number 2 is Friday Thoughts as opposed to Friday Thoughts. Now, the other day when we were doing, what was the hashtag? It was, yacht, cocaine, prostitutes. It was hashtag yacht, cocaine, prostitutes, and a couple thoughts, not thoughts, showed up on the screen, and I figured out finally how to trim down my videos that are already posted. So I did trim out the old butt shot that really, if you look closely enough, you would have seen vagine. And then also I had another one that showed up that day, and then we had the other day when the hump day. Oh, the hump day hashtag killed me. When I went back and looked, I'm glad I was able to crop that one out too, because there was definitely body parts that did not need to be in my YouTube channel that could get me banned. So anyway, Friday Thoughts. This had nothing to do with what I'm talking about now, but I'm gonna keep going. Oh my goodness. Friday Thoughts. Let's see. The first Irate Bear is number 1 on Friday Thoughts. How about you, Bear? Friday Motivation, Friday Thoughts. Our Prime Minister and government are so incompetent and indecisive, we could be in Brexit limbo for a long time. Let the hate follow you. Oh, I feel so sorry for Bear. Oh, Bear. I couldn't post the whole link, P-Dog. That's okay. We will get this. We will get this one day. Did anyone else show up? That's Necro. You were here already. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay. Now, so poor Bear. Poor Bear. I feel so sad for Bear. All right. Let's see here. Now I got. Let's find a good one. Smile. It's Friday. That's kind of a cool little. Isn't that a cool little picture? Smile. It's Friday. Because hello, Della Hayes. How you doing? No, Bear is a whore. Okay. Let's find a good Friday thought. Oh, that's in another country. The Pope. This is powerful. The Pope appealing to President Salva Kiir, Vice President Blake Char, and Rebecca Nuremberg de Mabio. The Pope said to the three of you who signed the peace agreement, I ask you as a brother, remain at peace. I don't know what's this from. Official Twitter handle, media strategist, security analyst, aviation expert, commentator on global affairs, conflicts, astronomer, astrophysicist. This is Jules. Followed by Barack Obama too. Wow, that's kind of wild. I don't know who this dude is, and I don't know what that's about. So I might have to check out, see where the Pope has been the last few days. Friday thoughts. Guys, give me a soup name. I follow back. How are we going to give her a soup name? She's an attractive young lady. I don't think she needs those blue contacts, though. She would still be attractive without those, but the blue hair absolutely is stunning on her. And anyone have a soup name for this girl? In fact, that's what we'll do right now. Y'all come up with a soup name for this young lady who is on the Friday Thoughts. Not Thoughts. I don't know if she's a thought. But she did show up in my Friday Thoughts. So if you got a soup name for this girl, cornflakes, that's Joy's. That's not funny. I'm just saying. Yeah, Sarah, see what you did? See what he did? See what he did there? See what he did? Give her look. Y'all think this is funny, don't you? Lucky Charms. That's not a soup name. Damn it, I need one good Friday thought before I get out of this hashtag. What is this? What is this picture business about? Let's see what my I heard the bell. Ding ding ding. C. Thomas. Goodest boyo. Another $2. My top super chatter of the day so far. I am always the goodest boy who shitposts to the prettiest fucking princess. Because goddamn it, I gotta shitpost it up all over this fucking place from time to time. Yes, my goodest boyo, you are definitely the best shitposter on the internet. Seriously, go watch a Hard Bastard stream sometime and see some of the things that C. Thomas posts. He is prolific, and it's fun too. All right, Chunky. What Chunky? Whoa, are you saying this girl is chunky? She's actually kind of fine. You know, I don't know about the blue hair and the blue contacts, but you know what? If that's her thing, that's her thing. But that's not. Oh gosh, come on now. Cocoa Puff. Stop giving her damn cereal names. She said a soup name. Yeah, I know, y'all. Whatever. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna. Oh, I was gonna see what the hell this about. Ramaphosa told the people of Alexandria that ANC will build 1 million houses in the next 5 years. This guy, though. Anyway, let's break this up. 1 million houses divided by 5 years equals 200,000 houses a year. Then 200,000 houses divided by 365 days a year. 547 houses built each day. I don't know what kind of idiot or what level or stage of stupidity it would take for a human being to believe this nonsense. Alex Community is being taken for a ride. Yeah, interesting. I bet there's probably 500 houses built a day in the United States, but we're a completely different we're a completely different situation than whatever country they're probably talking about here. All right, forget the Friday thoughts. They're no good ones. I was hoping, I'm strengthening my core. There you go. There's our Friday thought of the day from an Apple and not the Apple computer. Okay, that's kind of cute. All right, let's go back to what's trending after Friday thoughts. Persona welcome party. Oh, this is some stupid ass another K-pop band or something. Yeah. New BTS album is here, and there are some familiar voices appearing as guests. I think Ed Sheeran is a guest on this K-pop album. They're taking over the world, man. K-pop's taking over the world. But I ain't buying it. Okay, next, number 5. Forest Friday motivation. You know what? Let me see if I can find one good something. I normally don't do both more than one on Friday. Oh, there's Bear again. He's number 2 on Friday motivation. Man, he's getting some traction there, isn't he? All right. Hey, there's a kitty. Is that a kitty? What the hell is that? Yeah, it's a kitty and a weird. Oh my gosh, it's twisted in half. I need the Aussie man to narrate that. Holy goodness. Tell the rest of them you can do it. Yeah, don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your shadow leaves you when you're in the dark. Tell the rest of them you can do it. Hey, I like that. There we go. I needed that. Next one, episode 9. Apparently the Star Wars movies will take a break after episode 9, Disney says. Walt Disney Company Chief Executive Bob Iger said he's not at all concerned that consumers may be overexposed to the Star Wars brand. No, they're not. Bob, let me just tell you something right now. Let me tell you something, Bob Iger. We're not overexposed to the Star Wars brand. You morons kind of screwed up the Star Wars brand, and I'm not going to say it for the same reason that other people say. I don't care that your lead character was female. I don't care that, nobody cares that she was a female. If you would have written good stories that weren't just kind of remakes of the original stories and actually took the time to study the subject and figure out how to make the story more continuous, I don't even know if that's a word, but the continuity of the story was screwed up by your guys' poor choices in writing. It had nothing to, and a lot of people say, oh, you didn't like the story with Kate because it was the lead with the woman. Sorry, there's a lot of great movies led by women. I don't give a rat's ass about that. I care that you suck at writing. Not that I really care about this at all. Hey, check your logic. Welcome to the show. By the way, the Morning Night Live is still sponsored by you. Share, like. If you haven't subscribed, I think everyone here is subscribed or you wouldn't even be here. We got to get some new people in here. Not that I don't love you guys. I absolutely do. But we got to figure this out. It's a bad time of the day, though, to grow your channel. But this is just me. I'll start making more videos. In fact, I'm going to make a video this afternoon. There you go. All right. All right. The Chicago corruption so bad. You can smell it. Yeah, I can smell it, brother. Anyway, the upcoming film, which we have not announced any specific plans for movies thereafter, Iger said in a Bloomberg television interview Thursday. There are movies in development, but we have not announced them. The upcoming film, which doesn't have a title, is the 9th in the so-called Skywalker saga. What do you mean so-called? It is the Skywalker saga. God, you dumbasses. In the so-called Skywalker saga and slated for release on December 20th. It's the third installment of a film trilogy that Disney began with The Force Awakens in 2015. Yeah, it's a crap trilogy that really just screwed up the entire story. Yeah, y'all need some writers that I bet you there's some fan fiction writers that could have written way, way better stories than they came up with. But, it just is what it is. Also make your character, the cool thing about the original beginning of the Star Wars series is you had characters that had vulnerabilities and you cared about him, and it the new set was just so intent on like this. The girl who was the lead just all of a sudden poof could do everything, never had to learn anything. She was just bam, perfect. And she needed to have some adversity to overcome. You know, I mean, she kind of did, and I don't know. Put an F for Star Wars, and that F is for, well, no, or FTG for Bob Iger. Fuck that guy. I don't care about Bob Iger. You're a dummy. Okay, where am I at? Have you seen the Star Wars Theory fan video? That was amazing compared to what Disney is coming out. I have not, but I want to check those out. I've heard that those are good. They need a producer whose priority is improving and maintaining the quality of the Star Wars brand, not push identity politics. Yeah, I agree with that too. So anyway, I got a super chat from C. Thomas. The goodest El Boyo donated another $2. Star Wars was ruined by SGW writers poorly rehashing the same story, getting a non-actress to play a Mary Sue, completely ruining Skywalker among countless other shit. The only concept I personally liked was the First Order. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I like that. I agree. And I don't even care about. I wouldn't even care about the SJW's part if the writing was good and it made sense in the story, but it just didn't. It could have been so much better had they really kind of gone back. You know what the original Star Wars movie was, and it's pretty simple. You didn't need backstory on the characters that much. All it was an old Western. It was a cowboy movie with different kinds of horses and different kinds of villains, like as far as physically. But it was a cowboy movie. It was just an old Western. Luke Skywalker became the greatest, became the gunfighter. And he had the villain gunfighter in Darth Vader. And all the people around him were, just supporting cast. That's all they have to do. And then you make spaceships and whatever be your horses and your cities and whatever. But it was a simple story that everything just suddenly, even when they came out with the 1, 2, 3, the prequels after the original 3, it got too complicated. They so worried about making this world so incredible and these things and that things and coming up with new gimmicks. They needed to just worry about what the story was about, and that's the problem with Star Wars. All right, moving on to the trends. Let's see. So episode 9 next. Oh, hey! Now this is important. This I can support. Ladies and gentlemen, it's National Grilled Cheese Day. Yes! The Chicago Tribune has some recipes to celebrate grilled cheese with sweet onion jam. Oh, damn. That actually sounds kind of good. It's National Grilled Cheese Day, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I still love? Just a plain old grilled cheese sandwich and a bowl of Campbell's tomato soup. That's just one of those things. Or a good bowl of chili like in this picture. I'd make you a grilled cheese sandwich at 2 a.m. This is Waffle House. Waffle House, I'd make you a grilled cheese sandwich at 2 a.m. or anytime, really. National Grilled Cheese Day with a bowl of Waffle House soup. Chili soup, right? Okay, I know I'll call chili soup. Someone's going to tell me it's not. I know. I got a super chat from C. Thomas again, maybe. C. Thomas, you are a star. The animated Clone Wars series and Star Wars Rebels were great shows. Ashoka, Rexy, Ezra, Kanan were great characters. I have not seen the Clone Wars series. I should probably check that out. I've heard that's pretty good. I kind of gotten away from it ever since they started making these new movies. So maybe I'll start checking out some of the animated series. I hear those are pretty nice. Okay, so now, so lots of people talking about National Grilled Cheese Day. No, you don't need any of those kinds of cheese there to make National Grilled Cheese. You don't need entertaining cheese. You need simple, either American cheese or maybe cheddar or maybe a combination of a couple other cheeses. But dang it, don't make grilled cheese too complicated. You can do cool things like adding tomatoes or onions to it, maybe, or you can add a little ham, a little grilled ham and cheese. But damn it, grilled cheese. Yeah, baby, grilled cheese, grilled cheese, grilled cheese. All right, number 4. What's after grilled cheese? Oh, that switched already. Forrest Gregg. Forrest Gregg, lineman for the Mighty Packers teams. Oh, Forrest Gregg died. He's a legendary football player. NFL community is paying respects to football player Forrest Gregg, who died at age 85. He was a former Green Bay Packer. I remember him doing some commentary in the 70s and 80s. So rest in peace, Forrest Gregg. Friday Motivation, National Grilled Cheese Day. Dionysus. What's Dionysus? That's God, you know what Dionysus would be perfect for? A compilation of Jungkook fight. What? Boy with love. What? Anyone not? What the hell? If you're tired, you can lean on me, and I'll be your friend. Okay, this is. Oh, I see. This is one of those. This is one of those anime things, isn't it? I gotta go home. See. All right, C. Thomas, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll probably be around for Ghost Poo. That's kind of. I tend to do that on Fridays afternoons, unless I happen to do an impromptu stream. Or I'm making a video this afternoon. So I'm gonna start putting out videos. I gotta step up my game, man. And I'm gonna probably do some chopping up of some of these to make standalones for people who can't hang for an hour and a half. Take it easy, Corbin. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the super chats. You are a star, my friend. Thank you very, very much. Alrighty then. Jay Cutler. What did Jay Cutler do? Jay Cutler started 102 games for my team. I promise you this isn't true. Okay, this says, Jezebel says, Kristen Cavallari says Jay Cutler unclogged her milk ducts by sucking harder than he's ever sucked. What? Okay, the reason I'm going down, Mom, come pick me up because I'm scared. This is a what the F? What? That do we read this? Okay, here we go. It's a Jezebel article. Kristen Cavallari says Jay Cutler unclogged her milk ducts by sucking harder than he's ever sucked. Reading the headline pretty much gives all the information to which I am privy, but the manual for siphoning up blocked milk ducts is a thing that happened in the Cavallari Cutler household. For those who weren't aware, Kristen Cavallari, no, I hate fun, former star of The Hills, as another reality show on E! TV network that seems to center around Southern yelling. In a recent promo for an upcoming episode, Cavallari tells her dinner companions that she had major clogged ducts. Jay had to get them out for me, sucking harder than he's ever sucked. A boozy dinner with friends where people were ready to be entertained and also a tiny bit drunk is the best possible place to share a story like this. Furthermore, having experienced the events of this tale without using them to make a friend gape would just be suffering in vain. And finally, it's the kind of sweet not only to trust partners to perform tasks like this, but also to see him so unfazed by the act that he continually casually drinking a margarita during the event's retelling. Or is clearing a partner's milk ducts a common parental act of which I, a childless Thornback, am simply unaware? Okay, that's okay, interesting. So that Jay Cutler's trending because of that, for sucking harder than he's ever sucked. You know, I have I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not going to say it. Yeah, that's so Jay Cutler is okay. Hey, breast milk is the hot new health supplement for adults. Checks to see why Jay Cutler is trending. Oh, had it, when my wife was breastfeeding, well, we had those pumps, so we could have used those. Seeing that Jay Cutler's trending, then seeing why Jay Cutler is trending. Yep, I'm coming in the door, and then I'm going out the door. Milk, it does a body good. Rock on, Jay Cutler. All right, let's move on. Ventura. Why is Ventura? This doesn't really tell you why Ventura is trending. Oxnard and Ventura were initially created in tandem, designed to be released as a double disc, one highlighting Anderson as a rapper and the other concentrated on his more soulful side. Is that what we're talking about? Anderson Paak's Ventura. Okay, these are albums by a rapper performer named Anderson Paak, and it's an album. So, okay, if you're into rap, then Ventura is out. There you go. Wow. Bauhaus. What is Bauhaus? Oh, for some about the Google Doodle. The influential and revolutionary German school of art and design, the Bauhaus, opened 100 years ago this month. This is Wanderschleiler, moving veils, a 1930 watercolor by Russian artist Vasily Kandinsky, 1866 to 1944, who taught at the school from 1922 until its closure in 1933. So Bauhaus is a form of art trend. And here's the Google Doodles. Form follows function. This was the driving principle behind the Bauhaus, a school of thought as well as an actual school whose revolutionary approach to art and design helped shape the world we live in. Today's animated Google Doodle celebrates its legacy. So that's why the Google Doodle is today. If you're trying to figure out what the hell that thing was, modern crap, according to Faithless. Okay, perfect. Okay, back into the trends. What's going on? Oh, Paul Manafort. Oh, you know what? Now, this is fascinating. I don't know if I'll be able to read this article because I think I've already hit my limit. So, now it's funny that Paul Manafort is trending, but here's the thing. Paul Manafort is in prison for a very specific thing, and one of them, or for some very specific things that have nothing to do with the Russian investigation. One was because he had some, weird money issues back when he was in business 10 years earlier, but also because he failed to register as a foreign agent when he was doing business for the country of Ukraine. Well, the Mueller team, when they decided to refer and prosecute Paul Manafort, also ended up prosecuting some other people. And so Paul Manafort's trending because they decided that they're suddenly going to start prosecuting these types of things, they're going to do it with other people who also have some of the same issues. So it's going to be interesting. Now, this is Lee Stranahan. He's an independent journalist. Do you not see how Julian is being silenced? Okay, that's by exactly the same people for the exactly same reason as they went after Roger Stone and Paul Manafort. That has nothing to do with. That's not it. But here, so I'm sure. Now, Soledad O'Brien is mad because they're reporting. Let me go to Greg Craig first. Let's just look him up. Greg Craig, here we go. And he is a former Obama administration counsel, former White House counsel Greg Craig, indicted on making false statements. Now, I'm not going to go with Fox's version because even though I'm sure they're just going off the AP wire, I want to make sure that we give Greg Craig a regular media take of this. So we're going to go to MSN News. Okay, let's see. And it ends up being a CNN article. Greg Craig, former White House counsel, indicted in charges connected to the Mueller probe. A federal grand jury on Thursday indicted Greg Craig, a prominent Democratic attorney who worked for 2 presidents, charging him with making false statements and concealing material information in connection with work he performed for Ukraine in a case stemming from special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. Remember, when we said Paul Manafort got charged for something, that Greg Craig and Tony Podesta also, it was when they were working for Tony Podesta. And so Tony Podesta is also going to get caught up in this. And I didn't think that would happen. But Mueller prosecuted Manafort. The Southern District of New Jersey is going to prosecute Greg Craig. Anyway, this is all out of the Mueller investigation. Craig, who is the highest profile Democrat to be indicted in a matter connected to Mueller's work, which resulted in charges against numerous Republicans tied to President Donald Trump. The case, which is being handled by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia, I had the wrong one, in association with the Justice Department's National Security Division, is likely to bring renewed attention to the Justice Department's application of a once obscure law applying to unregistered foreign agents, the Foreign Agents Registration Acts, or FARA. And that's one of the acts that Paul Manafort was convicted of. Craig was originally investigated for an alleged FARA violation, though he was charged with other crimes after the statute of limitations on FARA expired in his case. He is scheduled to enter a plea in a federal court on Friday afternoon. Craig's lawyers, William Taylor and William Murphy, called the indictment unfair and misleading. Really? Are you sure? I mean, they had no problem charging Paul Manafort with the same thing, and you did the same thing, The charges against Craig, who was the White House counsel during the Obama administration, took concerned work he performed for Ukraine in 2012 while he was a partner at top law firm Skadden Arps, Slate, Meagher, and Flom LLP. The Justice Department has said it was Paul Manafort, who later became Trump's campaign manager, who arranged to hire Skadden to work for Ukraine. Doesn't matter. Skadden's client, the Ukraine Ministry of Justice, hired it to write a report on the trial of Yulia Tymoshenko, a former prime minister of Ukraine, a project in which Craig was the lead attorney. According to the indictment, from the start of the work on the report, Craig didn't want to register as an agent for Ukraine, at least in part because he believes doing so could prevent him or others, Skadden, from taking positions in the federal government in the future. Yeah, and he actually was in the federal government. You know, Paul Manafort, he was a campaign manager who got fired, never worked in the Trump administration. This guy was actually a part of the federal government. He was the White House counsel. So how about that? You can read about the rest of that later, but here's the thing. And so because of this, Paul Manafort is trending. So Soledad O'Brien, who is certainly she's an Obama person. Let's just put it that way. Poor reporting and context from the Hill, which I recognize is generally consistently shitty reporting. Wow, Soledad, I don't like it when they're talking about your guys, right? The lawyer in question was fired in 2010. In 2012, he was working with the currently incarcerated Paul Manafort. Manafort is probably a more accurate photo to use. Really? He's an ex-White House counsel. Ex-Obama White House counsel indicted for false statement. What's the most prominent position? Because usually you address people by the most prominent position they've ever had. So, for example, when we talk about Hillary Clinton, we say Secretary of State Hillary Clinton or former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. We don't say Senator Clinton. We don't say former First Lady Hillary Clinton. We say Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, because that's the highest position she's ever held. When we say President Obama, we say President Obama. We don't say Senator Obama. We don't say State Representative Obama. We don't say community organizer Obama. We say President Obama. So, since he was the White House counsel, the most prominent thing that he's ever done was be former White House counsel. And that's how we are going to. I just looked down and saw what you wrote, Faithless. That's funny. Oh, and Zombie Teddy, that's even more funny. All right, let's have everybody give a new title to Hillary Clinton. All right, so far we have Grand Dragon Hillary Clinton. We have Inmate Hillary Clinton. Hey, Reason Vision and Sheograth, I didn't see you pop in, but I see you now. I see you. I see you. Hi, Kevin Duggan. What's happening? Did you see the results of YouTuber memology takedown of Philip? Oh, I did not. I'll have to check that out too. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So anyway, yeah, sorry, Soledad, but the most prominent thing that this guy did was he was former White House counsel. So does it matter? He's a prominent Democrat attorney, works almost exclusively for Democrats. Sorry, Soledad. Everybody's got to take a little bit of that. Sorry, I got a little animated there. You took over a campaign from Paul Manafort, who is currently in jail. Michael Flynn committed his crime during his unfortunate tenure. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Breaking news. Okay, this is Kellyanne County. Breaking news. Finally, White House official indicted in connection with the Mueller investigation. Oh, Kellyanne Conway, you troll. You absolute troll. Finally, White House official indicted in connection with the Mueller investigation. And it's this dude who was from the Obama administration. Hilarious. So this guy's pissed off that Kelly's trolling him. You took over a campaign from Paul Manafort, who's currently in jail. Michael Flynn committed his crime during his unfortunate tenure at the KKK White House. Fuck you with that bullshit. Whilst you were in it, you are a crime organization too. Well, guess what? Former Obama aide Greg Craig is charged with work with Manafort. Because, hey, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Naughty girls need love too. I don't know. For those of you who don't know, that's a song by a woman named Samantha Fox, former porn star turned pop star back in the 80s. Okay. All right. Enough of Paul Manafort. Because it's funny. The hashtag's about Paul Manafort, not Greg Craig. That's just how it works in this world. Everyone's going to be talking about Manafort, even though Greg Craig did the same shit. You didn't read the article, did you? After he worked for a year for Obama, he went to work for Paul Manafort. See, everyone's all pissed off because they associated him with Paul Manafort or associated him with Obama. I'm sorry, he will always be President Obama's top White House lawyer, no matter what he does in the rest of his life. If he goes to prison, he's still going to be former White House counsel under President Obama. You can't take that away from me. Ba-doo bow, ba-doo ba-doo bow. The way she wears her hat, doo doop doo doop. The way she sings off key. The memory of all that, doo doop. No, you can't take that away from me. If anyone else knows that song, feel free to sing along. George Ramos is trending. Why? Immigrant journalist and anchor of Real America. That's how he describes himself. What did he do now? Journalist George Ramos made the Mexican leader look bad and left him stammering with his direct questions about security in the country. He also pointed out a number of soldiers for a civil guard and complained about freedom of expression regarding the letter to Spain. Apparently, George Ramos went off on the president of Mexico, but a lot of people are reading this in Spanish. Oh, but people are mad at him. People are mad because, you know what? Whatever you think about Jorge Ramos or George Ramos, he's very hard on President Trump. He's very hard on Republicans. He's very hard on a lot of people. He's a total open borders immigration guy. But the dude pulls no punches when he's reporting on things in wherever the hell he is. He went to Venezuela was it Venezuela or was it Brazil? Venezuela. I mean, he got held for a while in Venezuela because they didn't like the questions he started asking. He's apparently pissed off the president of Mexico I wish I could read Spanish. I don't know my Spanish that well, but this is another guy who's pissed off at him. Jorge Ramos is a clown and a poor showman who isn't really interested in the truth, but rather promoting his brand. What kind of a journalist asks hard questions but walks out on the answer? Oh, apparently it was a press conference he walked out on. He cheapens my profession. Then he goes back to the U.S. while we Mexicans face threats. Well, what are you doing to make your country better, Mexicans who face threats? You know, is that his fault? I don't know. And I don't even know. Okay, let's see.
No,
8,524 en los 3 meses
no
primeros.
han aumentado.
No, claro que han aumentado. Por
No,
supuesto que sí. Sí.
yo tengo otra información.
Son cifras de su propia Secretaría de
Sí,
Seguridad.
sí, pero
Now, the other thing about Jorge Ramos, he is a bit of a grandstander. I mean, he's very I don't want to call him like Jim Acosta because he's nobody wants to be Jim Acosta, but he's very persistent and he's kind of chirpy. I mean, he's annoying as far as the way he asks questions, but still, he's no nonsense. I mean, he won't listen to nonsense answers from anybody, and even people he agrees with. So
yo te invito.
So apparently he walked out on this. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, so we're gonna move on. Chevron is gonna buy Anadarko Petroleum for $33 billion cash and stocks. Wow, I don't know that. That's just way off of my pay grade. Nemhard, this has got to be something to do. Florida freshman Andrew Nemhard will enter the NBA draft. He has until late May to withdraw. Okay, I think that's a mistake. He's a good player, but he ain't ready for the NBA. Sorry, dude. Okay, but you got to be a basketball fan to know that. Sneakers, I think that's what that means. I can never talking about sneakers. Oh, that's an app that's okay, the Nike sneakers app. Apparently that's an app where you can buy, what's the word? I don't know. Boutique shoes or whatever. Shoe collectors use that app. I don't care. It's an app for buying shoes, Nikes. Sulawesi. Oh, an earthquake off of Indonesia. Breaking. Tsunami warning issued after a 6.9 earthquake hits Morowali, Sulawesi. That's in Indonesia. So somewhere in that area of the world. 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Indonesia's Sulawesi island on Friday, prompting tsunami warnings that were later lifted. Oh, so their tsunami warnings are over. Anyway, people are talking about it. It's nice to see that there are people who actually do news and not just talk about Trump all the time. And so this is kind of a bit of a nice break from the normal Twitter trends, although Manafort kind of is in that Trump circle. But even then, not a lot of people talk about Trump today. There's actual news in the world. There's something happening besides our president. I like it. Of course, he hasn't tweeted yet today. One tweet could end that, and he could go back to number 1 or at least the top 10. But for now, all is calm, all is clear. Rock Gin, don't know. That's 20. I don't think we're going to go down to past 20 much unless. Oh, we'll tell you what. Like we always do, we will stick in for here. What am I trying to say? Okay, I don't know what that means. Oh, that's all some K-pop crap. Is there anything on here that I really, 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 really? Oh my God. Okay, these are the last ones. 412. I don't know what that's for. We'll figure out. Well, let's look at 412 day. 412. What better place in Pittsburgh to watch sunrise on 412 day than Duchenne and Klein? The city looked incredible this morning, glowing under some dramatic clouds, and the first glow of the sunrise appeared on the horizon. Yeah, I'm looking at snow outside, so I don't know what 412 day means. Oh, is 412 like an area code of Pittsburgh? April 12th. Yeah, it's something about Pittsburgh. Yeah, Heinz ketchup and all that stuff. I don't care. 412. That's 412 day. Here's the one that I want to click on, though, and this is the last one I'm going to do of these because I went way, way long on something, and we're going to finish here. And this one, I am going to cringe a little bit, but you know what? Students at universities are just incredible. Georgetown University. Students at Georgetown voted to increase their tuition to benefit descendants of the 272 enslaved Africans the school sold nearly 2 centuries ago to secure its financial future. Now, that's interesting. The way that's written doesn't bother me. If they're doing it to honor those people that, were enslaved. But the way it was weird, because the first thing I saw before was something about $27.50 for reparations, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we are gonna check out that Philip DeFranco thing, but let's. Now, the Los Angeles Times, how do they put it? Undergraduates have voted in favor of a referendum seeking the establishment of a fund benefiting the descendants of enslaved people sold to pay off the school's debts, which is that's happened in Georgetown's past. Okay, but then now here they call it Georgetown students endorse a slavery reparations fund in votes. Let's read the article. Georgetown University undergraduates voted in favor of a referendum seeking the establishment of a fund benefiting the descendants of enslaved people sold to pay off the students' debts. I wonder if they found any of these relatives. The $27, I don't want to limit it, just here. The $27, 20-cent per semester fee would create one of the first reparations funds at a major U.S. institution. Well, it's not the government doing it, and they have specific people in mind. I don't know. That's not. Anyway, yes, but that's flagellate yourself, right? Just self-flagellation. In an early Friday statement, and $27 per semester fee per student. They're not going to raise that much money. In an early Friday statement, the university administrator Todd Olson didn't commit to the fund's establishment, but said Thursday non-binding vote provided valuable insight into student perspectives. The Georgetown University Student Association Elections Commission said 2,541 students voted for the reconciliation contribution. That's just over 66% of voters. The fee was opposed by 1,304. The voter turnout was 57.9%. The student-led proposal aims to atone for the Jesuit-organized sale of 272 slaves in 1838. Fees would go toward projects in underprivileged communities where some descendants live, including Maringouin, Louisiana. How do they know that? I suppose that. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know enough. The rationale is just, I don't know. Anyway, hi there. How you doing? Now it is, you know what? Hey, let's do this. Kevin Duggan. Long drawn out thing with Philip dating back past his Covington High School kids bash. What? But Philip DeFranco ended up deceptively took all Patreon money. Google beard oil salesman. Okay, well you know what? I have a few minutes. Oops, what did I do there? Let's see. What'd you say? Beard. New tab. Beard oil salesman. Philip DeFranco, beard oil salesman, YouTube. Now this is an 18-minute video. Okay, so this is Revenge of the Sis. Tell you what, here's what we're gonna do. When I get back from around here, this is in the afternoon, I'm going to watch this video, and we may have to comment on this either this afternoon on an impromptu stream, or we may do one tomorrow morning. Watch your notifications if you want to see me. I'm curious now. You got Kevin. You got me curious, my friend. You got my friend. Easy for me to say. You got me curious. Yeah, Sarah. The thing is, no, I'm not going to talk about that subject today. I want to get organized before I ever touch that subject. Let's just say that I'm not a person who's in favor of reparations, and I grew up in a family that had a direct slave as a descendant of a slave. In my adopted family, my great grandfather was born a slave, and I'm still not. I'm not high on the idea of reparations for there's many reasons, but it takes way more time than I have. Would I need to get into that subject? Anyway, let's see what else was happening in the chat. See if I missed anything. And by the way, before you go, because we're going to end here shortly, make sure that you've hit the like button. Make sure you've hit the if you've shared, even when it's over, when this thing pops up as a video, it would be great if you could share it out, or just watch your notifications when I put out some clips of videos, and if you can share those, even though you've already seen them, that would be very helpful to me. Like I said, the Morning Night Live, as I burp in the middle of a word, the Morning Night Live is sponsored by you. And I really appreciate you guys coming here all the time and sharing and liking and do all the stuff that helps us grow. And hopefully if you have a fun time while we're doing it, you get some kicking music in the background. Is it pretty loud, or do I just have that up too loud on my end? Can you even hear the music? I don't know. Anyway, I got to end this today. So thank you very much for being here. As you know, the Morning Night Live broadcasts every day, Monday through Friday, weekdays, I should say, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT for people in other parts of the world. And we have fun here. So we do. If you ever want to donate to the channel, right down there is the Streamlabs link. You can do that during the stream or after hours. We take donations, but even more important, please share the videos when they come out. Please share the stream when it comes out. The more the merrier in the chat. It's always fun to hear what people think and read what people think. So again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great weekend. I may do a couple impromptu streams over the next couple days, so watch your notifications, watch for some videos that I put out. And again, thank you so much. We'll check out this DeFranco thing. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the Dawg Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.